It all started 25 years ago. I went to the theater to watch a play, and the lights started going down, and the music started getting louder and louder. And out of the blue, from the back, came this really loud scream. And we all turned around to see where the scream came from. And I could see a lady was being pushed out in her wheelchair by another lady out the back door. And I thought, oh, no, don't take her out. She was just expressing what we all feel, that excitement. And then I thought to myself, it's just too bad that there isn't a place where people can't just express themselves in any way they want to. A place where they can get out of their wheelchair and dance and sing along and, just be themselves without worrying about what other people think. Maybe a place like Woodstock.
To what Special Woodstock sounded like just a marvelous idea. But until I actually arrived, I didn't quite grasp it until I was there.
I remember the first time I did go to Woodstock, I felt like my heart grew 10 sizes.
It was so exciting, so thrilling to get right on that stage. It just fills your soul.
When you see it, you understand everything. You understand why it's called special.
I think Special Woodstock brings to the community inclusion and just a sense of belonging for everybody.
Do you mind me asking about the tears on stage? Were they tears because it was over, or tears because it was just a happy moment?
It was a happy moment. He looked over and saw all the family here and friends, and he gets very overwhelmed, very happy. There's lots of joy here. Yeah? Would you like to tell her?
Yeah.
How you're feeling?
How were you feeling on stage, Darren?
Good.
Yeah, were you happy?
Yeah.
My name is Shelley Vags. I am the founder of Special Woodstock.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wayne and Montgomery County. All the guys here that have been here every year for quite a few years now, hey? I was born in a family of 7. There's 5 of us children, and my father was in the Army, and my mother stayed at home with us, and we all found the love of music because my father is a guitar player and he had a band.
Shelley was a leader. She always had the neighborhood kids organized to her plan, whether it was pushing her in a baby carriage down the street or whatever, she always had the ideas.
She will bring a guitar anywhere, sometimes in the most inappropriate places, but she just likes to sing songs and likes to make everybody feel like they can have a good time.
Music was just always a part of our lives. That was all we knew, so it didn't seem exceptional at the time. In retrospect, it was amazing. We had a wonderful childhood filled with music.
I was an idyllic child, and I wanted and I really believed that I could change the world somehow. Didn't know how it was going to be. So I started looking in the paper to see if I could find something that would suit me as a job.
And I came across a little ad that said, I don't know if they put Glendale Lodge, but looking for musicians, $50 an hour. And I went down an audition, and it was in a big institution that I didn't even know existed, with a community of people with special needs. I played for them, and it was great response. It was like, I bet you there was 300 people in this great major room, and I was up there playing a song, and they were just dancing and singing and laughing and making me feel like I was a rock star. And I got the job, and it was like once a month for $50 an hour, and then it turned into, as they started closing the institution down, and everyone from that community moved into different communities, not all in the same community, which worried me. But they would have group music once a week.
My name is Terry Flatt, and I started the Namaste Transition to Community Society.
Going out my front door, down to the corner store, gonna buy a little more.
I spent 10 years working at Glendale, the institution. And in the institution is where I met Shelley, and she would entertain and sing for the residents there. And realized that what Shelley was doing in Glendale, the musical part of it, wasn't in the community. So I had a friend, Scott White, and I got him to come and play for our guys, and then it just blossomed from there. And it's one of these events that for the people of this community, people with developmental disabilities, 90% of their life is controlled, and they're told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And Namaste music it's theirs. They are the ones that are driving the bus. They're the ones that decide what to play, how to play it. Music is one of these very, very powerful things for people with disabilities, because it's something they can participate in. And this event is very participatory.
As they started closing the institution down, group homes started popping up where they were being integrated into the community. So they still needed music, and they knew me by now. I'd been doing it for about a year. So a lot of them were asking if I could come into their group homes to play music. So these people became individuals, and I got to know their tastes in music. And a lot of the times they have no verbal, the people I worked with had no verbal ways of communicating, but they communicated in different ways. But after a time, it would be like I'd be singing the same country song maybe, over the last year, and then I realized Anna's eyebrow is going like this. It's like, I think she did that last time I did that same country song. Anna likes country. So it was like these little things that started, epiphanies that I would come across. One man, and I just love him to death, he's not here anymore. He had red hair like me, and he had this huge head, and his head was always down. But when I would sing this one song, he would whip his head up, and he'd have the biggest, toothiest smile, and his eyes were sparkling, and I knew that he loved that song. So every time I saw him, I made sure to do that song just to catch that smile again. One group, they were, the more I played with them, the more I knew how to integrate them into, with their abilities. Like, there's one guy that loved The Boxer. He would like any song that had la la la, because he had no verbal, but he'd go la la la. He could do that. And after a while, we got so good. I knew which songs they were good at. I said, you know what? I think we should take this show on the road. They were like, yeah, let's do that. And I said, that's a great idea. So I kept waiting for someone to do it. I don't know why I was waiting. About 4 years later, I was going to be turning 40, and I was like, boy, we keep talking about this idea, but no one's doing it. I guess I got to do it. If anyone's going to do it, I guess if it's my idea. So how do I start doing this?
Shelley was sitting at my kitchen table, and we were having a visit, And she goes, Ron, I got this really good idea. And she went on to explain what she would love to see Special Woodstock be.
I thought, we gotta have a place that's open and everybody can get out of their wheelchairs and dance, or they can get up on stage and sing. And all my friends who I keep trying to explain all these great things that were happening, they could see for themselves.
And I was thinking, oh, bless her heart, you know, what a lovely thought and a beautiful idea, but honestly, never in my wildest dreams did I believe she could pull it off.
Sounded great, but it sounded very big, and I didn't know how that was going to happen. It was going to be expensive, and where do you find a venue, and lots of things going through my head, but I didn't let her know what all I was thinking, because we like to encourage her, and if anyone could do it, I thought Shelley could.
So I thought the first step would be money. I would have to figure out how I would have to rent a place to do it.
Well, Shelley came to my house, and here's Shelley. She's all excited. She's got this big plan. She doesn't know how to go about it, where to do it, but she had this dream.
So for some reason, it could have been Orly of the Lions Club may have said Providence Farm might be a good place to do it. So for some reason, I pictured myself walking down a gravel road. Now, I don't know if this happened or not, because it doesn't look the same anymore. So maybe I've built it up in my head to look even more beautiful. But it's a beautiful place anyway. I'm walking down the road. There's sunbeams coming through the clouds. Oh, you know, like the angels are singing, but they weren't. But that's what it felt like, that really spiritual feeling, you know, and there's lambs, you know, bouncing in the field beside me. I said, this is the place.
Shelley Vags walked through my door, big smile on her face.
And I said, I got this idea.
So she started to tell me about this Special Woodstock and what her ideas were on it.
I couldn't tell if she was like confused by what I was saying or if she was appalled by what I was saying. I couldn't get a read on her.
And I just, oh my goodness, that's amazing.
And then she says, that's what we do here. That's exactly what we do. It'd be a perfect fit. And if it doesn't work the first year, people don't come, don't worry about paying us.
Like, it was really, how can we help this happen?
So when I was walking away, I'm thinking, okay, it's gonna happen. Now I've gotta go out and talk to people.
Shelley told me that she planned to go to all the service clubs she could find on the island and give a presentation.
So I went to the Lions Club, and Orly was with the Lions Club, and he said, go talk to Norm Wills. Drove to this guy's house. He comes out, you know, leans out the door. I'll never forget it, because I was so intimidated by everybody. I just wasn't sure what I was asking for. I said, I got this idea. And if every club gave me $150, I'd have 10 grand to get a sound system, some porta potties. And
the Lions Club look after a lot of the special needs interests in helping out in their communities. We thought, let's see what it's all about. I approached the club because I was president at the time. Everybody got on board, thought we've got to give it a shot, see what happens.
I had them sending me checks in my name for $150. I was getting them in my mailbox. Oh, wow.
All of a sudden it was just rolling, and she was at the helm, and it made it happen.
I remember standing, after they set the tents up, standing there wondering if anyone was going to show up. I remember that empty field. Thinking, gosh, if no one shows up, and I made all these people do all this work. Sooner or later, the little bands started coming up the road. I just, oh my God, okay, we're gonna have a few people. And then more came. So what does it take to get him to your gang to Providence Farm?
Yeah, it's a bit of work, a bit of administration. So to get Greg up, so what it is, it's really about getting everyone up in a way that works for them. And so that's where some of the challenge comes in, is because everyone has different needs, different abilities. So for example, Greg will be going up with one of his housemates from next door, Richard, and he'll be going up from 9 to 5 because they want to take in as much as they can.
Let me just introduce you to everyone. On the end now is Michael. Beside him is Anna. Richard, our MC and our stage manager. Coming up beside me is Greg. And beside him is John. And they were probably the first group home to know that we were going to start doing Special Woodstock, and got on board with me and got the word around to all their friends.
So we have to have, everyone needs support to get up there, one-to-one. So we're going to have additional staff come on. The nice thing is most people are pretty excited about this event. So in terms of doing call-outs and having people come in, I had someone I hadn't actually seen in about a month, and I said, could you join us for Special Woodstock? And sure enough, he's going to be there. So he's excited to be coming. So not only is it great for the residents to participate, but also the team really enjoys going up for this event. And a lot of them have been doing it for over 10 plus years.
Wow, that's so nice to hear. So nice to hear. I have a young lady that says I can't go up she's really high functioning, but she also has a lot of difficulties, and she said, I can't come, it's kind of personal. And I said, I don't know what your personal, but if you tell me, I can make sure that it's comfortable for you to come. I said, we have adult changing areas, we have beds, we have lifts, we have fridges, we have blenders. And she looked genuinely surprised that maybe she could come. I thought, how many other people, it's been 20 years. Beauty.
And they gave
How are you doing?
Good. Well, last year.
Oh.
Why did you use me?
I've been good. I'm all excited.
Good.
Yeah, you excited?
Oh, yeah.
You still do folk festival?
No.
No, just our festival. Good. And you're wearing your button.
Yeah.
Yep.
My last year was doing this one.
You what?
My last year was doing this.
Really? Oh, makes me sad, but you made it for 20 years.
Yeah, I've made it 20 years now. Done 32 of Focus.
Wow. Well, we better make this one good then if it's your last one, eh? So here's our stickers. Our stickers came in.
Oh, those are good. I like those.
Our rubber stamps being made for the swag bags, but Jeanette was saying the stickers go over really good. So this would be put on your faces. And so our shirts, do we have everyone here yet? Yeah, because Jeanette and Orly are camping, right?
They're still camping? He's been out there sneaking signs up.
Yeah,
There's more signs, yeah.
Looking good.
He's not really
looking good.
He must be camping close by.
Yeah.
So that's the blue ones.
Yeah.
What happened to the multicolored ones?
Yeah,
How
I
do
don't
we
know.
get them?
More expensive.
Is that what the
But
thing
they weren't
is?
that much.
Look at how
Because-
pretty that
They have
is.
been for a couple years,
I like that.
right?
I like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty bold. Is that me?
That is you. I like that
Yeah.
one better than the blue one.
Me too. I had to take a day off. I hit a wall. And I couldn't work anymore. I was on my way home. I thought, I can't think about one more thing. I need to sleep. And I went home and I slept for
You need a
hours.
secretary.
Okay, I'm writing out paper.
Okay.
That's it.
We gotta
I
be
think
done.
we better call it.
Sounds good.
Okay, thanks you guys for joining
Motion to
us.
adjourn.
Second.
Was there anything else that you wanted to say? The signs are all up, and
Hey, Orly, you can open the beer now.
How lucky we all are to have Rick Scott for the last, how many years has it been, Rick?
Before the Great Flood.
Wow.
before the Great Flood, we've had Rick as an entertainer for us and a ambassador for everyone's love and acceptance.
I put my cold feet to a valley throne. I was 4 pints deep before I did resume. In my mind was working with a vibrancy. In my mind was working with a vibrancy.
My name is John Stevenson, and I've been to this Woodstock for 19 years. And I know it's been a long time since I've been here. But next year will be my 20th time, and I'll have the best days of my life.
I love the fact that you can walk around here and there's people in wheelchairs that are, have some severe disabilities. And they just, you can see they're enjoying the music so much. Like everybody else, they're normal people.
Distance.
Wife.
Yes. We got married here August 27th. The year we first met was 2006. At music, at the old guy. It was a music, music.
Do you two always come to Special Woodstock together?
All the time. Yep, every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Montgomery is here.
Yes.
For him to pick me up this year.
It's a music festival for everybody. It doesn't matter what you've been labeled with. That's all left at the gate.
If you don't cry and laugh a couple times during the day, there's something wrong with you, not with the show, because it's just one of those shows. It makes you happy. One of the stories I like to talk about is Corinne and her son Darren. I think it was first or second year, she was crying, had tears in her eyes, and I go over to her or myself and another guy go, "What's wrong? What happened? What's wrong?" She said, "I just gave my son $5. He went up and got a hamburger and came back and brought me the change. Could never let him go anywhere on his own before. And he just went and got himself a hamburger." So, to me, that's what this show is all about.
Special Woodstock for Cody and I has just been an amazing experience. I can just let him go and he can be free. I don't have to worry about where he's going or who he's talking to. Everybody kind of looks out for everybody, so it's pretty amazing.
Tons and tons of fun. I would describe it as one hell of a big party.
For the Special Woodstock, I've been there for 20 years, and the group has been there for 15. It was a dream for us to be on stage and showing people that we can express how we feel of ourselves and open ourselves to other people like us.
My feeling is that as musicians and people who, from all walks of life, ego gets left right at the gate. There's no ego when you walk into that place, and everybody is a part of it. And I feel like it's more of a family. You feel connected with everybody.
You see the relatives and the friends and everybody else that's connected, you realize that this is all part of our community. Right? These people I see every day, I didn't know some of them, that those who were connected to those children, right, and to those people. And because of that, there's this wonderful connection of community that starts happening and an acceptance. And there's no stigma attached to that when you go to Special Woodstock. And that helps teach people that there is no stigma and there should be no stigma.
It became what it needed to be. Whatever I envisioned, it was so much more than that. It was not just the music and people getting out of their wheelchairs and dancing. It was just all sorts of, kids playing balloons with each other. The one grandma who said to me in tears, "I've never seen my grandson play with the regular kids, and he's just out there playing balloon swords with the other kids." And she said, "It just makes my heart so glad to see that for him."
This last year that we just had, Cody had a little friend, Emily, and she just all of a sudden, she wanted to get up on this big stage and sing. And of course, Special Woodstock's very planned out.
And she was backstage, but not in time to get on with Cody this year. So when she finally did get backstage, I don't know how she said it. She said, "Do I get to go and play a song? Do I get to sing a song?" I said, "Oh, are you the person who was supposed to sing with Cody?" She said, "Yeah, where's Cody?" And I said, "Cody's finished." She goes, "I don't get to sing my song?" I said, "Well, you can sing your song. Yes, of course you can, but we have a band coming on right now and I'll get you up next." She goes, "I can't sing my song." And and she's tall, she's beautiful, she's young, and her shoulders just, "I can't sing a song." And the band that was getting up next was behind her, and I'm looking at them "Can she get up?" And I'm trying to ask them over her head so that if they say no, she's not going to be really upset. And Joanne of the Cookie Monster comes over and says, "Of course, you can get up with us and sing a song."
And so she just went up and sang with a band she'd never met before, and it just made Emily, made her world so much bigger that day. So. Because she was having a meltdown that she didn't get to go sing with Cody. So she got to have her moment. So that was pretty big, that a band that just went, "Yeah, we'll take her. Let her sing."
When they get up on stage and I see, I don't know what it is on the face that's a little bit different from every day because they're happy all the time. But on stage and in front of the stage, they're taller. They're standing straighter, and it makes my heart, Rhonda said it earlier in the interview, but feels like my heart is bursting out of my chest.
You kind of get a certain high when you're on there, and especially when, as the years have gone by and it's grown, like you start to really feel like a bit of a rock star, you know? Like, and nobody's judging me. Like I can just be myself. I can even try some new things on stage, and there's not a better feeling. And when you get other musicians coming up on stage and playing with you, and like last August I brought up somebody with special needs. He's got his big bass guitar that's not plugged in, but he's hitting all the notes for all the songs, and he's just rocking out, and he's getting on the mics with me and singing backups because he knows some of the songs. And it was the best part about any experience that I've ever had at Special Woodstock, because he got to share that feeling that I kind of grew up and kind of evolved with. And you can tell that he felt like a rock star, and we're both just having a blast, and we're stepping away while there's a guitar solo, drum solo, and I feel like we're in the Beatles together. Like it's awesome, and how much joy you can soak up from one moment and share, and that's the best part, is when you get to share it with somebody.
A lot of people have a very hard time expressing themselves, but when it comes to music, it levels out the playing field. And there's a few people that can hardly talk, but they can sing.
I think music has always been something that's brought people together, whether you are a musician or, like me, you can't even sing. Just being around music is something that makes you feel part of a group.
And I think that's what Special Woodstock did. It brought me back to what music is a very healing and engaging form of community development.
The school I used to go to in an institution, what they did, they left people in an institution in there to die. But when they put them out in the community, they're blossoming. They grow like flowers. And when you put people out in the community, you made a difference for them.
About 10 years in, I got a call from someone saying, okay, there's a problem here. Your festival is named Special Woodstock, and you're not allowed to use Woodstock. What do you mean I can't name it Woodstock? Like, I'm thinking Woodstock is 1969. We have cities, called Woodstock in Canada. You can't take that name and make it yours. I mean, just over one festival. Well, if it's used in a festival setting, title, you can't use it. It's copywritten. And he said, well, we've looked into what you're doing. We really like what you're doing, but we still have to make it legal. So for $1, you can use the logo. Our logo will just all sort of be partners. Like, okay, that sounds too good to be true. So I went and saw a lawyer, and he looked over all these contract papers, and he said, damn, all looks pretty legit. So. I want to show you. There.
Oh.
You're represented there.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's our logo. I recognize it. And those are
all our entertainers.
Yeah. Until Woodstock, no one had any idea how massive the counterculture, the younger generation, or what came to be known as the Woodstock generation, actually was. And then they looked around and saw 500,000 of themselves, and they thought, holy smokes.
I'm not loving it.
No, right. This is huge, This is for the whole country. And there were no fights.
No fights?
No fights. There was not one incident. of any kind of violence like that. Not one.
Wow,
Yeah.
and that's a lot of people
Yeah.
having to.
And there wasn't
really
even
close.
an incident of selfishness.
Wow.
It was devoid of those things.
Wow.
Yeah. it was-
That's the magic.
It's quite, well, where do you stop when you start thinking about what the miracles of that weekend were?
Yeah, right.
And kind of what they symbolize.
Yeah. When things happen like that, like you say, like it's just, someone must have been watching over you for everything to go as well as it did, considering.
Yeah.
It's like, it's almost like the universe placed it in your life and you were just like, you took the first step forward and it, you know, like.
Got a life of its own.
Yeah,
no,
that's how I felt with this. It obviously was meant to happen.
Yeah.
And I was just, for some reason, given that idea and the first step forward.
Yeah.
And then it just took on a life of its own.
It seems like it's possible that pure spirit can make things come to life.
Yeah.
You made it pretty clear how it was going to be. And then you followed through and actually lived up to what you were saying.
And when you helped me with the press release, I don't know if you know this, but we did it real time on Google Docs. In my press release, it said, he saw what we were doing and he really liked what we were doing and you were rubbing out liked. I'm thinking, oh my God, I shouldn't have just assumed he liked it. And then you put loved, and I started crying. I can't believe the man who made Woodstock is helping me with this and now he's putting loved instead of liked. Anyway, it's very important to me. It's when, like, I mean, I was flying high for about 6 years after that.
Well, it was important to me too.
I had to develop something so that everyone could come together and find out without preaching to them. You know, you just witness it, be there, get to know them.
Your events bring out the best. I think Woodstock originally brought out the best in everyone, and subsequent Woodstocks, you could argue, one way or the other. The same is true of a lot of gatherings, but gathering is so important. I love what you're doing. And I wouldn't mind seeing that in a lot of places. I wouldn't mind seeing the power of the band in use.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yes.
You want the world to unite.
Come together.
Yeah,
World
right,
community.
right,
That's
right.
perfect.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, that's our goal. Even if each community put on something like this, and I talked to Joel Rosenman about that, and he said on an individual one-to-one basis, we'll make the decision together. What?
If this could be spread out and taken to other parts of Canada or other parts, right? Because it does something. It's got the nucleus of bringing the community together with what it does exist in our community. We cannot deny it. It is there. We all live in the same community, so we all need to work together.
To move into other communities and have a bigger, wider span for Special Woodstock.
Well, together we'll decide which ones, whether they've got the right, we got to have the same goals. We can't just let anyone open one up and then be charging $20 at the gate and stuff. It's got to keep the same principles, and so that would be the next step, I think.
It's probably like one of the most important things. Like if it could be introduced to more people, because as I've grown up with it, I've kind of realized with every Woodstock that I'm growing as a person with it as well, and through the experiences that I have with people with special needs, that they're not trying to be anybody other than themselves.
We want to express how we feel, and that we're not afraid to open ourselves to other new things, opportunities.
These people are us and we are them. They come to a place where they're free to be who they are.
It's just a gift of love, and that's what I have in my heart. And sharing it with everybody else. And that's really important to me.
I'm not a bitter person, and I never complain about my blindness. But you know, I wish I had eyes to see everyone around me with a disability.
If there was ever a truer meaning of what Woodstock was supposed to represent, then it's being represented by Special Woodstock.
And it's not put on for money. You know, you're not there raising money, you're raising joy.
Now I'm thinking, if they have a big Special Olympics, why can't they have a big Special Woodstock? Anything is possible. If you get an idea, don't just keep it in your head. Just take that first step forward. And it's amazing how, if it's meant to happen, it will fall into place without you having to do hardly any work at all.
I always thought they had a big old set of wings with flowing robes that would never, never cling, and played on harps that had at least a dozen strings, and gathered up in groups to sing and sing and sing. But you look like these angels do. How you look like these angels do. And angels look just like you.